Okay, here's another question. This is from Pablo. And he says, in the 150 plus investments you have made, what have you learned works in choosing winners for you? Great question. This is a moving target because I'm constantly learning. I have learned over time that people capable of doing great work show that great work very early on. People who are not capable of great work show industry statistics or meetings they may have had. But the truth is, the great companies, the great founders, the great founding teams are able to produce great product. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. Usually products in their first year are awkward. They look weird. If you look at the early version of Facebook, Twitter, Uber, even Google, they were clunky. The Google logo was ugly. The website design was terrible. And that's become one of the most important businesses of our time. So where these startups start in terms of how they look and feel on a product basis and where they end up is very different. Somewhere around the second, third, fourth year, they probably get the resources online to actually make the product better. But what a lot of angel investors do, and I've made this mistake myself, is they look at what the startup could be, not what the startup is. And the best way to tell if somebody's good at something is to watch them do the job. And so there's no rush to invest. If you meet a company in month 3, you could probably invest in the next 3 months, the next 3 months, the next 6 months, the next 12 months, the next 18 months. So getting to know the company, taking 2 or 3 meetings, and looking at their progress between meetings, what's changed. A lot of times I've seen a startup that has not changed in 3 months. And I go, what's changed? What's new? What are you working on? How is it going? And they have no new updates other than, we got a meeting with this person and we won this hackathon and we won this pitch contest and we applied to Y Combinator and we applied to 500 startups and we got a meeting at YC and we got a meeting at 2 meetings at 500 startups. None of it to do with the core business. Then you meet people who say, yeah, we released our 1.1. We were able to get 500 people in the beta. 100 of them converted to paid. Of those 100 that converted to paid, 20 of them churned, so we have 80 left. And they all of a sudden start rattling off these statistics about the core function of the business and making money and or engagement. Businesses tend to have some core metrics that drive them. And if you look at Facebook, they knew after you had like 3 or 4 friendships that they would have you for life. They knew that once they hit a certain percentage of a college campus, they would get the entire college campus. So all of these businesses the good businesses discover something like that, some liquidity in their market, some nuance to their product. And the entrepreneurs who just talk about things that don't have to do with the core metrics and the core functionality of their product, that's a bit of a tell. And I have made that mistake before. And in the investments that have worked out, it's almost universally been a founder who is obsessive in building out their product, especially in those early days. So when Marco showed me Thumbtack, there was so much craftsmanship to Thumbtack.com in the first version, which has nothing to do with the version that broke out and became a huge hit today on mobile, but the desktop version just had a lot of craftsmanship to it. And when you see somebody build something with craftsmanship and with a certain deftness and they understand their business model, you start to feel that credibility over 2 or 3 meetings. And then when you hear somebody who's just a talker and they're not building anything, you can immediately cross them off your list as a potential investment, because in this industry, it's so easy to build product now. It's so easy to get a beta to market that if you don't have your product in market, at least a test of it, then why are we even meeting? Why can't you accomplish the basic task of pulling together $25,000 in resources to get an MVP out? If you can't get a $10,000 or $20,000 or $30,000 MVP out the door with your own sweat equity, something is wrong. You're just a talker. You're not actually ready to be an entrepreneur. And these people have to wait to find a developer, and they're constantly looking for new developers, and they can't move the product forward because they're not a developer, their co-founders aren't developers, and they don't seem to know how to find developers or how to outsource. These people never work out. They never work out. They're constantly waiting to get there. And there are some people who are just extraordinary at raising money and terrible at executing. That's another thing I see a lot. So I've learned a lot. I think it's probably my best gift is to be able to look into somebody's eyes while they're talking and quickly determine if they have deep passion and need to see this product in the universe. And sometimes I'll just look into somebody's eyes and I can tell that they actually themselves don't believe in what they're building, that it's not very important to them. I need people who are just absolutely feel like what they're working on is the most important thing in the world to them, and there's nothing they would rather be doing. That this is their nirvana, this is their cross to bear, this is their mission, and that they will fight to see this realized. And it's so obvious when you're talking to somebody and you say, why are you doing this? They say, well, we think that there's a huge market. That's really not a great reason. If you're building Tesla, it's because you want to get the world off of carbon-based energy and move to sustainable, renewable energy. That's what Elon always said. It's not about electric cars per se. It's about getting off of fossil fuels and moving to a sustainable energy source. Sure, the product is a car, and he was obsessive with the details of the car, but he had that big vision, and he was passionate about it. So you see that over and over again. But when you're an angel investor, you very quickly learn to forgive yourself for making mistakes, because the wins greatly, greatly, greatly outweigh the losses in terms of return. The sheer number of losses is high. 7, 8, 9 out of 10 angel investments I do will go to zero. That means the 1, 2, or 3 out of 10 that do survive have to return, 10x, or in some cases, or 5x, or 6x, just to hit break even. So I got a lot of work ahead of me. When I have something return, I just had an investment like Trello return 9 or 10 times our money. It feels great, but that's going to make up for, another 7 that return zero. So I need to hit another one of those in order to have a return. It's not easy being an angel investor, and you have to learn as you go and not beat yourself up too much about the mistakes. But good question. Hey everybody, you know how much I love Wistia. You know how much I love having control of my videos and how they're presented, and the ability to grow our mailing list at This Week in Startups. So when you go to thisweekinstartups.com, you're going to see we use a product called Wistia, Wistia, wistia.com. Go to wistia.com/twist, and you'll get a free account, and you'll start hosting videos in minutes. Now, why is this so important? It's so important because you need to control, in a business setting or in your podcast setting, you want to control the experience when people watch your video. You don't want wacky annotations, all kinds of ads layered onto it, cruft, garbage. And you certainly don't want your competitors' videos coming up and suggestions all around it. You want to control your experience and have a beautiful, clean experience that allows you to do high-end marketing techniques like put videos behind a paywall or a password, and to get people to sign up with an email and give them that prompt, hey, want to get the next episode, come to the Launch Festival free, put your email in. Hey, want to get a white paper? They have over 330,000 using Wistia now. When they started on This Week in Startups, just like 2 or 3 years ago, they only had 50,000. So this company is growing amazingly. I mean, I wish I could be an investor in it. They are crushing it. And you get great analytics, trends, viewer streams. You can really see like, oh, people are rewinding the video and watching this section twice. I always find that fascinating. And as I said, it's super easy to use. You have tons of support. And one of the things they do great, and listen, you can go look at this for free. On their blog, they explain how to use microphones, how to use cameras, how to edit, how to make great content. All because they know that if you're coming from a business situation, you may not have made video before, but your consumers are demanding video, and they want video on a regular basis. Video is the best way to communicate. You're hearing my voice. You're seeing me on thisweekinstartups.com. You want to watch videos when you come look at a product, service, or any website. You look for the video first, and Wistia is going to help you make and serve those great videos. They integrate with all the major email and marketing automation tools. Clients include MailChimp, Moz, HubSpot, Zendesk, Herman Miller, Sam Adams, and of course, This Week in Startups and Launch. We love it, and get their guides to build using the right microphones and lighting and setup and all that kind of stuff. It's really great hacks. Wistia.com/twist. I love this product. Go use it. Okay, let's get back to the program.